Welcome. Today we're diving into an explainer focusing on something, well, let's be honest, literally every single one of us struggles with at some point: procrastination. We're going to break down this incredible story that perfectly captures the true fleeting value of time. If you've ever gotten to the end of your day and thought, wait, where did all those hours actually go? Or felt like your goals are just constantly getting pushed to tomorrow, you are in the right place. So, let's jump right in.
Okay, let's get real for a second. Are you wasting your precious time watching Reels? I mean, it's pretty much the ultimate modern trap, isn't it? You sit down to do just one quick thing on your phone, you open an app, and poof, suddenly an entire hour has completely vanished into thin air. Mindless scrolling is literally the silent thief of our potential. Today's story holds up a mirror to this exact modern dilemma. But get this, it's actually rooted in a timeless lesson about human nature.
Let's meet Gaurav. He's someone a lot of us can probably relate to. His family sent him to this city with a very clear, super important mission: study hard, get a good education, and build a really solid foundation for his future. But Gaurav had one major roadblock. He was entirely plagued by the habit of delaying important tasks. His family kept warning him, constantly reminding him that the time he was casually wasting right now, that's never ever coming back. But like a lot of us when we're young or just easily distracted, he completely brushed off their warnings. He relied on that classic, ultimate lie of the procrastinator: I have plenty of time, I'll just do it later.
And this brilliantly illustrates the massive, honestly painful gap between what Gaurav was supposed to do and what his life actually looked like. Think about his potential here. He had the opportunity of a lifetime, moving to a new city, focusing on his studies, building a highly successful future. But the reality? His actual day-to-day routine consisted of wasting the entire day hanging out with friends and just endlessly scrolling through short videos on his phone. Sure, his physical environment changed when he moved, but those bad habits, they followed him right into the city and just anchored him down.
But here's the thing about ignoring reality. It really only works for so long. Eventually, Gaurav started to feel the very real pain of his choices. His grades were tanking, and he was straight up failing. And honestly, even worse, he had to sit back and watch all of his friends steadily move ahead of him. They were achieving their goals, passing him right by, while he was completely stuck in neutral. Frustrated, ashamed, and pretty desperate to turn things around, he finally decided to take action. He approached a wise, honest elder in his city, a man he found peacefully meditating under a tree. Gaurav just pleaded with him, asking how he could stop failing and actually tap into his potential to catch up to the peers who were leaving him in the dust.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the elder's incredibly blunt diagnosis. When someone asks for help with productivity, we usually expect, some complex scheduling system or a magic time management hack, right? But the elder didn't offer any of that. He looked right at Gaurav and gave it to him straight. He basically said, "You're struggling because you keep putting off your work, and you just don't value time." Ouch! It was a total punch to the gut. The elder hit the nail on the head. Gaurav's core issue wasn't a lack of intelligence, and it wasn't a lack of resources. It was a fundamental lack of respect for his own time. To help him really visualize this, the elder told a story. It's about a remarkably kind king and a very poor, incredibly lazy man who lived in his kingdom. Now, this lazy man had absolutely nothing going for him. No money, no job, zero respect in his community. But instead of looking inward and, taking some accountability for his laziness, he constantly played the victim. He blamed the whole world for his problems. He even went so far as to complain directly to the king. He claimed that whenever he went looking for a job, everyone unfairly rejected him because they judged him as someone who couldn't do anything right.
Well, the king, feeling compassionate, offered him an unbelievable deal to prove his worth. And this offer was staggering. He told the man to come to the royal court and take absolutely as much gold and silver as he could physically carry. All his, free and clear. But there was one massive catch. He had to arrive at the palace doors before the sun set that very day. Basically, the king handed him the keys to ultimate wealth, but he tied this life-changing reward to a high-stakes ticking clock just to test his drive.
Let's map this out and see exactly how this builds. Watch how a literal, life-changing opportunity just drains away through micro-procrastinations. So, the lazy man runs home, completely thrilled, and tells his wife. She's like, "Go! Leave immediately!" But first, he says he's hungry. He spends a full hour eating his food slowly, just assuming he has plenty of time. Then, feeling sluggish after a heavy meal, he decides to take a quick nap. Boom. That eats up 2 full hours. He wakes up in an absolute panic, realizes he's late, grabs his bags, and runs out into the hot afternoon sun. Soon enough, he stops to rest under a tree for just 30 minutes to escape the heat. But
That cool breeze under the tree lulls him right back to sleep. He falls into a deep sleep for 4 completely wasted hours. By the time he jolts awake, grabs his bags, and sprints to the palace, he arrives exactly at sunset. 0 minutes left. The day is done.
The consequence here is absolute and completely unforgiving. The lazy man arrives panting and sweating, only to find the sun fully set and those massive palace doors permanently closed. Just like that, his one grand chance at immense wealth and a better life is gone forever. I really want you to think about this for a second. He didn't fail because the task of walking to the palace was too hard. He didn't fail because he lacked the physical strength to carry the gold. He failed entirely because he prioritized his short-term comfort over taking action. He bought into the illusion that there was always more time. Right up until the exact second, there was literally none left.
Hearing this, Gaurav stood completely speechless. The elder didn't even need to over-explain the moral of the story because it hit Gaurav like a ton of bricks. In the lazy man's foolish, comfortable choices, Gaurav immediately recognized his own grave mistakes. He saw his own daily naps and slow meals manifesting as endlessly scrolling through reels and lounging with friends. He was literally wasting his day away, while his own academic sun was setting. The reflection was undeniable. Completely humbled and awakened, Gaurav thanked the elder deeply for the harsh but absolutely necessary lesson.
So the absolutely crucial point here is what Gaurav actually did next with this profound realization. Because, it's one thing to admit you're a procrastinator, it's an entirely different thing to actually fix it. But he drew a hard line in the sand. He completely stopped delaying his tasks. The phrase, "I'll do it later," was entirely removed from his vocabulary. He locked his focus intensely onto his academic goals and started treating his daily tasks exactly like the king's gold. He seized every single opportunity right on time. By respecting his hours, he became incredibly productive. And the ultimate result? Within a super short period, he didn't just catch up to his peers, he entirely surpassed them, becoming the most promising and successful student in his entire college.
We've seen exactly how dangerous and deceptive procrastination can be, and how radically your life can transform when you finally decide to respect your own time. Lost time never returns. So, I want to leave you with a direct challenge right now. Where will you invest your time today? The palace doors of your own goals, of your own potential, are wide open right now, but the sun is always setting. Will you take bold, immediate action today, or are you just going to take another nap?